Welcome to Intuitive Seek. My name is Mary Treen, and as an intuitive guide, energy healer, and meditation teacher, I aim to bring you a grounded approach to all things energy and intuition. Everything I share is with the hope to help you remember how your unique power of intuition is your own greatest teacher. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to your intuitive week of September 22nd, 2025. This is the week where we begin right after or on the big new moon eclipse, the last eclipse of this month, and for a few months. And I just wanted to add that my voice is a little bit strained. I had a very busy week, a lot of beautiful client sessions and other work, but it did take a little bit of a toll on my voice. So hopefully it's not too different than normal and you'll be all right listening to me speaking with this voice. So before I get into the energy update for the week, I wanted to just check in and make sure for anyone that was really feeling the astrological weather, all of the shifts and changes and transformation and things that have really said, this is not part of your life anymore. And that could really be more personal, not necessarily people and places or things. It could be what I found is a lot of fears and judgments and outdated ideas of who we are and what we're doing and why we're doing it. The last few weeks, it has been that tension point, that very intense opportunity, invitation for a lot of inner change, which also reflects our outer world. And so, if you have been feeling that way this week and maybe the next week as well, and maybe the next one, you could be going through an integration of all of that growth, of all of that change, of all of that expansion of space due to the change. And what happens when we're going through that energetically, any kind of integration, integrating the energetic shifts? Well, you can feel like you've gone backwards. It can feel like things aren't going well. It can feel like nothing is going the way that you wanted it to. It can feel like you are doubting and second guessing every aspect of your life. But this could be just to offer a contraction. This could be the part of your life right now after all of the change and brewing of energy for things that are going to be happening for us, that we are in that ebb after the flow. And sometimes right before the next big change, but actually the reality of that change, like when it's in our present, right before that, we can be in that contracted, void, doubtful space. The space where it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel comfortable. The space where we need a lot more sleep and rest, and our brain processing isn't as fast as it usually is, or we're not making decisions as quickly because we're not as sure. So if you are going through that, that could mean that the next phase of your life is coming quickly, and to really make sure that you are resting and taking care of yourself and trying your best not to pick apart everything that may not feel like it's going right. Just allowing. If that's what you're moving through, this could be more of a week to allow. Just allow whatever you're feeling, whatever you're doing. No pushing. It's not time to push. And I could guess that many of us over the last few weeks have learned new ways to not push. So I just wanted to check in on that for all of us. And with the meditation and the insight for this week ahead, it does feel that way, that we are moving into something new. But each of us are on our own times. So some of us may be still in that contraction integration, or the energy that I share could feel like right away as the week begins, or more towards the end of the week. Really trust your intuition. Trust what resonates and leave the rest. And welcome to anyone who has not listened to these episodes before, and welcome back to anyone who has. If you have not listened, just a quick insight to how these work with the energy updates. I go into a nice meditation with the intention to receive insight, guidance, anything that I can translate intuitively to bring to us, to bring to you and me, to help us move through the week with more clarity, to help inspire and remember anything we need to know. So with everything I share, as I said, use it as a way for you to really build that trust within, trusting when it feels like a message for you, when it feels like clarity for you, and when it feels like it's not. So I'll share what came through in the meditation, and then I will share the animal that came through that can inspire us as well, and then some journal prompts, intuitive questions to help you integrate during the week even more and connect with yourself in new ways. All right. So when I first opened up the meditation, there was a very strong image. So for this week of September 22nd, we are walking on a rocky dirt path, not very clear. And then we step onto a green, lush path. In the meditation, that was the first image and scene that was very strong and came through immediately, where we are stepping onto a new path that is green and lush. The imagery in the meditation was as if we are ready for a new adventure, a new way. There were so many details. We had a walking stick, a big backpack. We were ready for what is next. It felt like such a strong visual of what this week will feel like, where it is a point where we're stepping into something new, ready for what's next. And there is a feeling as we are walking forward, this feeling of our chest being forward, our eyes, our head, looking ahead, but our hearts, our chest is also ready to lead. And this feels like the next way that we are meant to take, that our path has been rocky, has been less obvious of new growth. But this week, we are starting to see the new growth. It feels like it's full of invitation and opportunity. And even the way we're dressed in the meditation, the person in the meditation representing us, it's like we are very prepared for what's next, prepared for this next part. And I feel that part of the guidance here is that we are not stepping up a bunch of stairs or up a new big level, a new, totally new place, that we are on the same road, but things have changed significantly. This means perhaps our perception has shifted in big ways. And this feels like a message to really look twice if you feel like you could have been here before, that maybe you feel like you've gone backwards. Because the feeling is no, you have grown so much, been through so much, changed so much that it is time for this new cycle of your life to begin. And it is alive. It is showing that aliveness, so much green and life on this path that we are starting this week, that we have the opportunity to, if we choose. And then the next thing that came in the meditation was still this scene, but a new part of it. And it was when this person, the person that represents us, is walking on this new path. And in the meditation, we take out a net, and it looks like something that we would catch a fish with, or maybe like a butterfly. But we take it out and we toss it. We toss it away as if we don't need it. And this felt like a strong symbol of the confidence that we can connect to this week, that you don't have to chase what you want, that being open and heart facing and just moving to the next step will bring us what we were trying to catch all along. And maybe it was with something that was outside of us, like the net that we took out and tossed. Maybe there is something that we thought we needed to do what we desired to do. And this week we realize we didn't need that at all. And maybe for some of us, this is actually a call to let go of something we thought we desired. Maybe it's a call to let go of what we were trying to catch, to release the burden of an old dream that isn't for you any longer. That maybe that dream helped you get to where you are now, but it's time for that old dream to bring you a new dream for who you are today. And it really does feel like this week is about, if we are looking forward and leading with our hearts and opening up to this new invitation or opportunity, to really see how different your path is now. That's the choice. Because if we just keep looking down at how rocky and barren and how things that we desired and wanted to build haven't fully been realized yet, that can stop us from taking that step into the green, into what our heart desires. Because yes, the green of the nature is there, but green also represents our heart space and our heart chakra. So that really feels like a symbol of following our hearts. And we had practice. We did that last week. But did you? Did you really? Could you have allowed your heart to lead you a little bit more? It feels like we have that opportunity again this week, but for many weeks ahead. And then the last thing that came through in the meditation, it was maybe a shorter one than usual, but it makes sense because of this integration energy. And it does feel like, as I said, for some of us, this may be right away, but it could be more towards the end. But the next thing that appeared was a rainbow. I mean, what a positive symbol for the week. And for some of us, that is a symbol that the storm is ending, that the rainbow will be revealed, that a wish could be coming true. This also feels like another reminder to pay attention to signs and synchronicities. The rainbow is such a synchronicity for many people and a real sign for a lot of us. To ask for signs, that could be part of the guidance this week. To put the intention, set the intention, declare the intention, to ask for support. support from unseen helpers, support from angels in the woodwork, support from your team of light, support from the universe, however you feel is right for you. But to really speak to the co-creation, to ask for guidance through the signs. This feels like a really potent time for that co-creation. That it feels like it could be a magical week as long as we look forward, as long as we're allowing our hearts to be open and lead, as long as we trust how prepared we are. I feel like that imagery of us on the new path, stepping from the rocky, barren path onto the green path with the backpack full of stuff, ready to go. But we don't need everything because we already have it. That's why we threw the net away. And like last week, we're really connecting to our hearts leading us. But more than last week, it feels like new heart connection. That this week could bring us where we need to be. And it may even bring us more of what we need. And it reminds me of the September energy impressions. And in the September energy impressions, we were reminded to remember what a miracle could feel like, to connect with that. So maybe this is your miracle week. Maybe that's why we're asking for signs. Maybe that's why we're stepping onto a new path. Because we really trust ourselves more than we have before. Because of what has happened over the last few weeks, over the last few months, over the last year. So how can you lean into the magical, miraculous energy that could be inviting us to really step forward, to release what we've outgrown or what is outdated with who we are and where we are now? To trust that if that old dream is ready to be let go, that dream was there for us to connect with the dream we have now. To pay attention this week to when you can see how different things actually are. And maybe even celebrate those differences. Celebrate your growth. Celebrate being in the ebb, in that contraction that I talked about at the beginning. Celebrate that you're not freaking out because of it, that you're not terrified, that you know this is part of your cycle. This is part of how you move through the world. That ebb is part of your preparation too, to remind you of your inner strength and everything that you are ready for. So that when the next big thing is coming, when you're ready to step onto that new path, that you are really ready. There's so much trust in this week, in so many different aspects of our life. It feels exciting. And I say that with a question mark because that can be hard to believe sometimes. But why not? What if it was? What if this week was really fantastic? And then the animal for the week ahead. This animal energy can inspire us. When I share about it, just allow yourself to connect with any of the words that I say, what it brings to you. Does it remind you of something? Does it connect with something in your life now? Maybe in your past or your future? Just allow the energy and the symbolism to resonate the way it should. Trust how it connects for you. But after that scene, after everything I shared about the meditation, then the animal came through. And the animal met us on our path, on the green path, where we're super prepared, ready to go, heart forward. And the animal was the bear. and it wasn't scary. It was very strong and confident, grounded, and calm. That's what it felt like in the meditation, but let me share more about the bear and what the energy of the bear represents. So the bear represents the energy of inner strength, renewed courage, confidence, leadership, grounded action after rest, solitude, new life cycles, self-love, intuition as your compass, and healing opportunities. So trust any of those words that may connect with you. Which one stood out? What did it make you think of or remember? And I also wanted to share an excerpt of The Bear from Animal Speak, the book by Ted Andrews. This particular excerpt really stood out for me for this week, and let me share it with you. Again, trust how it resonates and leave what doesn't. If the bear has shown up, ask yourself some important questions. Is your judgment off? How about those around you? Are you not recognizing what is beneficial in your life? Are you not seeing the core good deep within all situations? Are you being too critical of yourself or others? Are you wearing rose-colored glasses? Bear can teach you to go deep within so that you can make your choices and decisions from a position of power. Bears are often associated with trees. There are even bear trees, trees marked with claws, as signposts along the well-worn and traveled path of a particular bear. The tree is a powerful and ancient symbol, just like the bear. It is a natural antenna linking the heavens and the earth. A tree represents knowledge. It is a symbol of fertility, of things that grow. As bear teaches you to go in and awaken the potentials inherent, the tree serves as a reminder that we must bring what we awaken out into the world and apply it, make our marks with it. It is important not to hide away and try to hibernate all year round. You must come out of the den. All bears have a great fondness for honey. Honey is the natural sweetness of life. It is a reminder for those to go within, to awaken the power, but only by bringing it out into the open and applying it will the honey of life be tasted. So a very validating excerpt where it shows how much the bear can inspire us this week. And with everything I shared about the bear, how does it inspire you personally? Really trust that. If this feels like it resonated, you could even meditate with the bear. You can look at a picture and then close your eyes and get still. Bring all your awareness to your heart and ask what the bear wants to share with you. You can connect with the energy that way. You can visualize it in your mind's eye and just allow your imagination to be a translator for your intuition and see what unfolds. This is a pivotal week. It feels like it, but it's up to us. The feeling and the insight is it's up to us to choose. And let me share some intuitive questions, some journal prompts for this week. You can answer one or all, but these could help you dive deeper within and connect to what you really need to know about this week. So the first question, what new path are you stepping onto? What new path are you stepping onto, and how does it feel? Describe it. Don't judge what comes. What is it? You know. And this is a chance for you to share it with yourself. And a second question, more of a journal prompt. Describe a sign from the universe, anything that would help you feel supported to see in your reality. So describe the sign and then commit to asking for it. How can you ask for that sign this week? Commit to it at least a few times. That's how you can begin to reconnect to that co-creation energy. And then a final question. What new potentials have awakened within you? What new potentials have awakened within you? And what's one step you can take towards it this week? And yes, a really pivotal, exciting week with a lot of potential if we choose to see it. But we're prepared. That's what we have to remember. We are prepared. And thank you for bearing with my voice. I hope it wasn't too different to listen to, but I couldn't wait any longer. I had to record this episode for you. And thank you for listening. I would love to hear how or if you resonated with the energy that I'm feeling. And if you have any other thoughts or questions, please don't hesitate to send me a message through my website, treenlight.com. And if you're curious about working with me or how I can support you, go to the links in the show notes. That's where you can send me a message, and also a link there to explore all the ways that I'm working in the world. And hugely appreciate it if you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And if you feel called to give some support, then you could share this episode with a friend. That helps so much. And you could also leave a review. Thank you again. Be extra kind to yourself, and I will talk to you next week.